Just like many business owners out there, I've read countless business books, and no, not all of them help grow my business. But I'm going to share with you the 5 books that changed my life, helped me generate $100 million with my partners, helped 25,000 of my clients grow their own businesses. And in this video, I'm going to share with you the most valuable lessons I've learned from these 5 books that have changed my life, that have changed my business, and just maybe they can help you too. As you can see, I really do read a lot of business books, and there are other bookshelves filled throughout this house, and picking a favorite's like picking a favorite child. So I had to chunk it down to make it easier, and I picked Dead Authors Series. That's right. I'm talking about those who have passed, because you can't go to their events or the live webinars. Rather, their legacy will be found within these pages. Number 1 in this series is an easy pick because we've generated $100 million in the back of this material found in the pages of The Ultimate Sales Machine, authored by my late partner and friend, Chet Holmes. Now, you may have heard of this book because Russell Brunson, he's been very vocal about sharing how chapter in this book about how to get dream clients, your ideal buyers, those that can afford a lot of what you have to offer, help them grow from 0 to 100 million in 4 years. That's just not my favorite, meaning of all the chapters. My favorite chapter is chapter 4 on educational-based marketing. See, I'm going to try to summarize that chapter in a nutshell here, is that people are 9 times more likely to want to learn something than they ever are to hear you try to sell them on anything. And boy, oh boy, we didn't just have millions learn from this fast growth strategy chapter 4 and learn the power of a core story. We didn't just train $250,000 paying clients. We also use that internally to generate $100 million in business coaching and training. And if you want to learn about that, well, you're going to have to read my book, Workshops That Sell. I hope that didn't come across like a shameless plug, but hey, it's the reality of what we did to help generate that $100 million. So if you've yet to read The Ultimate Sales Machine, just connect with me, DM me, leave a comment. I can send you chapter 4 for free. You gotta read this chapter. Number 2 on this list is easily Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I realize each of these books can get a multi-hour discussion of what I've learned most from these books. But I gotta say, the power of a mastermind has made the biggest impact on me because, well, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced a significant business failure, but I had my posture handed to me on a platter, financially speaking, back when .coms were going bust. See, I was in Silicon Valley. I was generating $2.2 million in that business, but I had yet to learn that top line revenue did not mean profitability. So yeah, I was broke as a joke, and I couldn't pay for both rent for a place to stay and the overhead of that 5,000 square foot office. So I did what all crazy entrepreneurs do. I made the choice to sleep in my freaking truck, shower into 24-hour fitness thanks to their 2-week free trial membership, and I would just wake myself up in the morning and read motivational books and tapes. Oh, I got the tape over here too. Oh yeah, we listen to this all the time. This was one of my all-time favorites. Being broke motivated me to want to take action on starting a mastermind. One of the people in the mastermind that had the greatest success back then had this house on the beach. It was awesome. It was fire. And every Sunday we got together. And that mastermind changed my life because not just did it get me back into the money, but the business success meant that we'd take our teams on trips. We'd go to Mexico. I'm sure you do this with your sales team as well. And then, in Hawaii. Well, while I was in Mexico, I ran into a lady who was celebrating her 30th birthday. And I've been married to Stephanie for the last 2 decades thanks to that event. And even my buddy Howard that I went there with, he was the guy that was hosting the mastermind at his place on the beach. We just celebrated his birthday in Miami, Florida for his 60th. So yeah, it shaped my life and my business. Number 3 is Delivering Happiness by Tony Hsieh. Back when we pioneered Business Mastery with Tony Robbins, there was a series of business gurus that were invited to speak at this event, and Tony Hsieh, he was one of them. And after I heard him speak at the 4th event, I raised my hand, and he saw me as someone working there, and he was kind of like, oh shit, I got to get off stage now. And I'm like, no, dude, no. I have to share something, and I got a question. I said, you've shared hire and fire based on the culture you want to create, and I heard that part, and it has served me over the last 3 years. However, it wasn't until just now at that event that you said hire and fire based on the culture you want to create, regardless of performance. Oh boy, that hurt. That hit hard too because I was priding myself on building a company of A players. My ego was tripping, because I would let people go that other people would die to have work for them. Instead of culture being an important priority, make culture the priority. I had to learn that the hard way. You see, we had 3 years, 100% rate of growth year after year, but dang it, and the year 4, damn near 0, bro. So Tony, thank you very much for this gem right here. Number 4 is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. All 7 habits are profound, yet the 7th, sharpen your saw, seems to have the greatest impact on myself, my clients, and my staff in a very profound way. I'd even say people's desire to live an American dream is based on meritocracy, meaning the ability for a person to reach whatever station they want to have in life based on their own desires and based on their abilities. Well, that ability can be improved at any given time based on their commitment, they sharpen the saw. And it's never the wrong time to improve your skills to execute on a virtue. So again, I gotta love 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Number 5 on this list still hurts, meaning just like my late partner who passed away way too early, this next author did as well. And in fact, he loved chapter 6 of The Ultimate Sales Machine so much that John Ruhlin, who wrote Giftology and started a company with a partner of his that facilitated this Dream 100 initiative. Yeah, this is his leather-bound book. And like Chet, my personal relationship with John was most impactful to me. However, this book, Giftology, has really helped me get honest with the value of my dream clients and my ideal partners and what they're really worth to me. Meaning, I would spend tons of money on marketing to create a new client, but my financial investment to my referral relationships that totally shaped my world, well, they weren't in alignment to my appreciation of them, let alone the literal value that they brought into my world. So this hit home when both John and I were speaking at one of my clients' events. One of my clients became an expert in crowdfunding for small balance real estate transactions. And so anyhow, John asked me how I partnered with so many titans in business, meaning he pushed me to really share literally, how did I meet them? So I went through my mind. I was like, okay, well, Chet Holmes and Jay Abraham, that came from spending $40,000 money I couldn't afford. And then Robert Allen, met him at Speakers Authors Networking Group. Shark Tank pioneer Kevin Harrington, that was at VIP attendance of traffic conversion events. And he was like, exactly, none of them came cheap. You invested heavily into them. So why haven't you planned to invest heavily in your next referral or strategic partner, let alone your dream clients? And boy, that hit home with me. And I immediately initiated a referral gratitude program as well as a dream client gifting strategy. So instead of sending these cheap things like top banana tchotchke, it's like a trinket thing that you stick in the mail to make it a bulky mail. I would also send $1,000 kitchen knives made from the 17th generation Yoshimoto bladesmith Murray Carter. So that's going over the top when you send a gift like that. So thank you, John Ruhlin. Love you, buddy. Miss ya. So there you have it. I trust you enjoyed my top 5 favorite business books that have changed my life and the lessons I learned from them. So now if you're facing any challenges in your business, comment on what your challenges are and I'll share the best business book that I've read that can help you overcome that obstacle. And as always, make sure you subscribe for more content related to growing and scaling your business, and I'll see you in the next one.